Hey squad, Dano here, back at it again with another episode or installment of whatever this series is. Hot Drops with Dano, I guess. Playing some solos, doing some decision making, and some poor decision making, like dropping at Paradise. So what I like to do in this little installment, or this little series, or whatever the hell, is to just drop, talk about what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and it might not always be the right calls. I have some pretty stupid plays that I've done in the past. Some videos that haven't made the cut, haven't made it to YouTube. But, yeah, I try to plan out what I'm going to do it, and see the results of that, and kind of talk along the way. Oh, that's bad. Single weapon. This sucks. I don't like dropping Paradise. It's really, really hard. Whoa, that's some desync. Paradise is probably the hardest drop in the entire game, I would say. And the reason why it's so hard is because it's so vertical. It's so angular. There's just so many corners to watch. There's up there, there's over there, there's down there. People above you, people below you. There's this huge courtyard of death with a giant elephant in it. There's shots going off over here around this corner. There's these tunnels that are like death traps. There's like so much going on in this map. This little corner. You can get up there, I believe. People float around the edge here, like you can do that. People sometimes camp down here even. You can flank like crazy. It's really tough. And I think that's why it's fun, because it's hard. But I don't recommend dropping here if you are trying to win a match and not take unnecessary risks. But if you want a hot drop and you want to get the most experience you can in the quickest amount of time, this is the place you want to aim for. See, I don't even know where that was. Was that over there? Was that from this house? The last thing I want to do is get caught in a vault animation and get shot that way. It's the worst. So he shot out these windows, so just based on some CSI, you can expect it was coming from this direction. Mikey. So I think that was a situation there where a couple of his shots got canceled out by mine. One of them hit me though. One of them hit me pretty good. Let's not med there. That's stupid. Let's and not break that. So I actually thought about just vaulting through that window, but the reason I didn't is because the sound of the glass breaking carries for a really long distance. So even though someone just heard me shoot in this direction and they might already be heading towards me, like, why give them the knowledge that I'm inside this house? It's like the little things that are so hard to teach people and so hard to explain why I'm doing them. But, like, it just, I don't know, I just think about these things as I'm playing, and I don't know how to explain it sometimes. So this is what this video is for, is to try to put those thoughts into words. Reasons why you want to do things. And why you don't want to do things. This gun is everywhere on this map, this S12K Shoddy. Not a fan of it. Alright, so let's regroup here. I've got a Kar 98, I've got a QBC, a great loadout for this map. I don't have a sight though for my QBZ. And you can see I'm really into the spraying with the full auto fire. And so if I had not full auto and if I tried to just tap this guy down, I probably would have missed him. I like the idea of getting as many bullets in the air as you possibly can, as quick as you possibly can, and just try to control that recoil, because a lot of these weapons are just pull straight down for the first 10 or 15 shots. That's the recoil pattern. So I'm having a good run here, and I see some loot on the ground, and I see like weapons all over the place, but I'm not gonna go for them every single time. I'm gonna wait and see because I haven't cleared this area yet. I want to take my time. Maybe I can grab that, but like I don't want to overextend myself. I'm so loot hungry, it's disgusting. Okay, we've got more people here. If you didn't know. He's coming this way. Could be on top though, I think. There he is. That was awesome. That was awesome. I'm gonna get some high ground. Get another look at the situation here. Trying to find a site for my Kar 98 is difficult. Can I get up here? No. Just came in and shut a door. I could hold this if I want. Can he come up this way? I don't think he can. I don't know this map well enough to know if I'm safe here from that angle. And that's tricky. Like, that's one of the things you... Wow. Wow. That is an extremely good play or an extremely sketchy play. I mean, a very good player is going to check their angles like that, and that's extremely smart. But I personally wouldn't have thought to check that angle up the stairs like that and be leaning and everything. So good on him. Let's see the death cam. Oh, I just hit spectate. Damn it. I can't go back to the death cam. Oh no, I didn't. I'm right there. I'm alive. 53. Well, you know what? Wasn't that unheard of? I was definitely considering reporting this guy, but it's not that sketchy. My head was just this giant glowing target as soon as he rounded the corner there, and I didn't know that staircase so well, so I kind of thought that that wasn't an obvious spot to peek, but it looked pretty legit, so I'm not going to report that. I don't like to report people just for the sake of reporting them. It doesn't help anyone. But yeah, that was a great play by him. That was a good little run by me too, 3 kills, and came out with a couple of real nice ones. I'm happy with that. And like I mentioned in the first episode, it's always about like setting a goal for yourself. And did I achieve it at the end of that match? And I would say yes. For a hot drop at Paradise, it's like your goal is just survive it as long as possible. And if you make it out, you're extremely lucky. And I was happy with those 3Ks, that 3K. Next up, we've got a west to east plane path going to Lakawai. One of my favorite spots. This is actually a really, really great spot to drop. It's dangerous for a couple of reasons that I'll explain in a second, but these planks here, this boardwalk, as soon as you Xbox guys get this map, this is going to be thick, thick loot right here. You want to land here, and these are not so shabby themselves either on these docks. This is a big central house right in front of me, and there's a warehouse here with another small little patio type thing. This is the central house, and this is the little patios things I was trying to explain. I don't know, what would you call this? Pavilion, I guess. But warehouse, if you are going to land here, don't shoot for the warehouse. There's not enough stuff there. It's not dense enough. But on these boardwalks, man, it's just filled with loot front to back. The reason why this this drop is dangerous is because people can land here, which are also very filled with loot, and then traverse this hill. You see how it's like one of those terraced hills with the levels? And they can come up right here and just look down on you and pick you off one by one from these locations. So just be aware of that. However, not a lot of people seem to drop here, and I really like this spot for squads. For solos, it's almost overkill, and it's really far out of the way, so I wouldn't even shoot for that. But the majority of the people in this plane are going to go for ruins, because that's a really nice little hot drop, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm playing in first person, which I'm kind of coming around to again. I haven't played it so often recently. I've been playing a lot of third, but ever since I started doing this YouTube again, picking back up picking back up on some of the gameplay and decision making talk, I'm starting to like first person again, and I don't really know why, but there was a debate raging in the Discord for quite a while this week on first versus third person and which is better. And I think it all just comes down to what do you like? Just your style of play. It's a different style. It's not necessarily harder than another. It's just different. Okay, did I just see a guy there? Am I going crazy? Was there just a guy standing right where I am now? Yeah. Okay. Thought that was weird. Kind of surprised I got him, to be honest. Switching over to auto. I'm gonna grab this ump. Ah, shit. I didn't want to do that. I want to get rid of my ass. Because I want to use my ump in here, and the reason for that is because it's a smaller gun. I don't have as many gun pull-ups like that because it's a shorter stock, shorter barrel, and because it's really easy to control. And I think the rate of fire is a little bit faster than the AK, but I could be wrong on that. Even though it does a little bit less damage, I can control it better and keep it on target. It's not the time to loot, Daniel. Stop looting. Here's one of those barrels. Wow. People love to lean in this map. On this server, at least. This is a test server, so it seems like some of the tryhards play on this one. But yeah, it's just a really tough spot to drop. I don't feel bad about that one at all. That's a difficult drop. Those little spots like Ruins and Lakawi and all the camps, Camp Charlie, Camp Alpha, they all play like little deathmatch maps, and the Ruins is one of the hardest ones, I think. Ruins and Paradise. Paradise, like I said, probably the hardest drop in all of PUBG. Ruins, pretty close as well, because of those tight corners. You can hide in this building so easily. But to me, like sitting in a corner and waiting for someone to round it is just not exciting. It's not really a game style of play that I like to do, and I'd rather just go in guns blazing and try to out-aim people. That's just my style. What do we have? So we have Camp Alpha. Not really one of my favorites. HOTLINE is okay. Painan, I used to really enjoy Painan, but it makes for some very interesting fights from shore to shore. And it just seems really claustrophobic to me. And especially if you're trying to cross over into one of these sections, you have to cross this bridge, which is really narrow and it arches. It's like an arch instead of like a flat bridge. So you are completely exposed as you try to walk across it. And there's so many windows in all of these houses that are facing the other houses across the river, so it's tough to figure out where you're getting shot from sometimes. But I do like the use of water in this map. They did a really good job with integrating the water thoroughfares, I guess would be the right word, into this map. So you can take a vehicle from Cave all the way up to Tatmok, for example. A good idea to think about as you're planning your jump is to look down here. Look at the number of players still in the plane. We've got about a half so far. You'll notice by the time the plane gets here, it's almost pretty much completely empty. You'll see people bailing left and right. Paradise will be a little bit quieter because there's fewer people. People will start jumping right now, especially when we're right over it. It's leaving about 10 people. And I'm going to guess the rest of those 10 people are probably going to Camp Bravo. So what we're going to do is we're going to play an offset here. We're going to jump, and we're going to land here. And if someone is there, we take them out. If not, that's awesome. And if we win that fight and we're able to proceed, we're going to go south to Camp Bravo and pick off anyone there, or we're going to go west over to Paradise. I think I mentioned hot offset in my last video. This is a little technique that one of my friends utilizes quite a bit. It's not landing at the hot zone. Okay, so there's one player at the camp, two maybe. It's not landing at the hot zone, but it's landing just outside it. So you have just enough time to get your gear and then move in and then take people off guard because they're not expecting someone to come in from behind them as they're clearing out the main hot drop area. So I don't like the Tommy gun. I love the damage it does, and I love the bullet speed on the 45, but it's just no fun without a sight. But I do love the QBZ. I like the weapons that are specific to this map. They're a lot of fun to use. QBU is also a lot of fun. Just clearing each house one by one really quick, grabbing my level 1 gear that I can find, double checking that I'm picking up the vests. I always seem to forget a vest in first person. I'll grab the quick draw, throw the red dot on the AR in this case. As far as attachments go, I usually kit up my AR first, because that's the weapon you're going to use more often, and it's more powerful. But it depends on the situation. If I'm in, like I just was, in the ruins, and I come across that ump, but I have an AK, I'm going to kit up my ump for the reasons I mentioned. The shorter stock, you're going to run into less problems up against walls. You're going to be able to control it a little bit better on full auto, and you're going to move around faster with it too. SMGs are no slouch in this game. They're legit. They're very, very viable alternatives to ARs. They did a really good job balancing the weapons overall, I would say. So I'm just strolling up into this place and just finding a fight. That's pretty cool. I didn't expect that to happen. And what I'm going to do first is shut this door, because I know that there was 2 people here. I don't know if this guy took him out. I don't think he did. I think that there was another guy that landed here that is still alive. So let me take inventory. I just picked up a bunch of stuff off of him. Anything I can use here. Compensator goes on there. So on PC, you can either drag inventory items over, or you can right click them to attach them like this. Right click, puts it right on it. I don't need 7.62, but I'm going to hold onto it for now. The reason I hold on to 7.62 is because if I come up to a M24 or a Kar 98 and it doesn't have ammo, or if I need more ammo, I've already got it stashed. There he is, right there. You see that? Right up there. So what I'm going to do is switch over my 2X, switch over to single fire, and try to tap this guy out with my QBC. And if he's smart... Oh, there was a third. There was a third. And I can't get mad about that. Never can get mad about that kind of situation. Let's see where he was, though. I had no idea he was there. I had no reason to think he was there. This little snake in the grass. He must have landed just in the outskirts, or landed in the interior. Grabbed a weapon and then fell back to the hills. Because he already had a Kar 98 with a hollow. Lined me up perfectly. Something really weird with the ragdolls. I love it. Can't get mad about that. Doesn't even bother me, honestly. If that bothers you and that makes you rage quit, you need this is probably not the game for you. Let's do one more. I mean, like, you didn't get screwed by the game is what I'm trying to say. Like, you had no idea he was there. You had no chance to defend yourself against that. The game didn't screw you. You just got outplayed. That's what that was. And if you rage, that's on you, man. So we're going to pop back in another one. This is, like I said, the test server. Some of the... my voice is always cracking. The live server is currently under maintenance right now, so that's why I can't get onto the live server. But the test server is actually performing pretty well. So that's another pro tip for you PC guys out there. If you are trying to play on a maintenance night and you cannot get onto the live server, hit up that test server. Keep that thing installed because it's usually open during maintenance. And it already has everything that the live server is getting, so it's not like you're playing a different build at that point. You're playing the latest and greatest. Back to the starter island. So always check your plane path before the match. This is something we always forget to do in squads because we're busy shooting the shit and not paying attention. And we wait till the timer ticks down, and then we get in the plane, and then we're like, oh, where we're going? Where are we going, everyone? And we're totally behind the ball on that. So always check that plane path before it starts. See what your situation is, see what your options are. The hot drops this time are always towards the front end of the plane path, so look at that. You've got Ruins is your hot drop, your big hot drop. A secondary one might be Painan and then Boot Camp. Camp Alpha is a little bit far away, and I think for that reason people won't jump there immediately. They're going to think Ruins first, so this is going to be the ultra hot spot. And so I'm going to use that to my advantage. I'm going to think, okay, if I want to get super hot, I'm just going to go right for Ruins, or, like I did last time, go for this hot offset. So to do that, I think the best one with the highest chance of getting some loot would be over here. So let's try that, and we'll see what that brings us. I can loot up here, get my AR, get my SMG, and then move into Ruins and take my time doing that. I think, if I remember right, no, it's on this side. This one might be an option too, because I have a hill over here that overlooks Ruins. So let's instead go over here. It's hard to see sometimes, but sometimes if you zoom in, you can see the typography, or what is it? Not typography, it's type. That's fonts. What the hell is this? Geography, topography, maybe. I don't know. Correct me. Someone tell me what that word is in comments. If you made it this far in the video, tell me what the hell word I'm mistaking. But you can see how there's a hill here, and I can use this to my advantage. That's really all I was trying to get at. Topography, geography, height of the map. I don't know. So look around. What did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 or so people. And I don't see anyone with me, which is good. Someone else is going to that hot offset over there. Never stop looking around. So let's see what my options are. AR suppressor, off to a good start. Tommy gun, I'm just going to grab it because it's here and I have it. But I'm really looking for an ump would be nice. Yes. Is there a backpack? Not seeing a backpack. But I can throw that on there and I can pick up the ump as well. Oh, you know what? Scratch the Tommy gun because I just found this bad boy. Fancy new weapon, and dump my Tommy gun ammo. And I've already got my helmet, but I need a bag and I need a vest. So this gun is meaty. I'm really liking it. It looks badass. It sounds badass. The only thing that I don't like about it, and this is me being ultra picky for no reason, is it sounds exactly the same as the AK when you put the silencer on it. It's like they forgot to do a silenced sound for this weapon. It's really frustrating me. That's how picky I am. I'm a sucker for sweet gun sounds. And I'm also looting in a horrible way here. You should really think about doing this in a clockwise fashion to hit all of the houses one by one instead of going back and forth like I'm doing. It's really annoying, and I apologize to all my viewers for that. We're also... I love the Vector. Well, let's stick with the ump for now. Just because I know that I have some medium range fights to take potentially up in here before I get to the Ruins. So let's give myself a weapon like the ump that has a little more range. Even though I'm probably not going to use it anyway because I have this weapon here. We got people up there. We got people in this guy. And I can feel free to take shots because of the silencer. That's another thing you should think about when you're in a squad. If you're the guy with a silencer or someone in your group has a silencer, have them shoot first. God, that's awful. I can't do anything with those iron sights. They're not the worst, though. They're very similar to the AK, which isn't so bad. But a red dot would be real nice. So would a hollow. Let's move in. And what I'm going to do here is, I think I'm going to switch to my ump, because I don't really know how this weapon handles. Oh, that's 7.62. Jesus. Okay. Why are you there? So if I had that 7.62 out, I might have run into some trouble there, because I was moving and shooting at the same time. So that's another thing you want to think about, is when you're firing, you want to try to stay still when you fire, because if you walk and shoot at the same time, you're going to run into some accuracy problems. And you can see that by and this is the standard thing for all FPS games or games with the crosshair. As you see on my crosshair is small, and then when I start moving it widens up. That tells me that my bullets are going to be a lot more inaccurate as I'm moving. The key is to move while people are distracted. Come back for that. I thought that was a QBU. I'm not going to come back for the M16. Garbage trash. Is that a car 98? It is. So I don't like these rooms for a couple of reasons. The biggest one being that there's so many entrances, so many ways to get shot. So my advice is to not sit in one of these rooms and instead take a different spot. Take that cheap pad. Okay, yeah, I'm good here. I don't want to get too cocky with this loot situation here. I'm going to switch back to the ump. There could be another guy here. I'm not sure. And this is where it gets tricky because you think you clear it out, but you haven't. There's boxes everywhere. You're getting that false sense of security. There's always one more guy. Every time. I'm going to go for that car 98. And I'm going to swap it with my ump. Alright, good news. Got it. But I don't want to keep it out. I want to keep my weapon out. I'm going to make sure always I'm on auto for up close. You're going to run into problems if you don't. Grab some more 7.6 because now I'm running full 7.6 loadout. And I'm going to take the half grip. And the reason I'm taking the half grip is because it is better for spraying than the vert grip is. It's good for both spraying and for tapping. And that's something I want to have on this kind of map with this kind of weapon that is not perfectly accurate as far as kick. What I mean by that is it kicks a little bit harder and it has more spread. I'm keeping my compensator in my pocket, and I started to explain this last time and I didn't really do a good job. So the compensator in the pocket is for situations where you know that they know where you are and you know it's a very close range battle. So it doesn't make sense to use a silencer anymore, and it makes sense to keep that compensator available to you. Switch over to that compensator. Switch over to that compensator and then use it when you're full auto spraying. It's going to make you a little bit more accurate, and you're going to have a good time as you spray that guy down that's right in your face. So I didn't pay attention to the blue, but I don't have too far to go. It's turning out to be a little bit longer video than I expected, 27 minutes on the clock. But I think it's a good one. I'm enjoying it. These are good games so far. I think there's a bunch of different things for you guys, some learning points, I think. Hopefully I get something out of this. And I like doing this a little bit more than streaming because streaming can be... It's very fun, but sometimes you get caught up in trying to respond to chat and keep a conversation going. Okay, I hear a vehicle. There it is. I'm just gonna get a little bit closer. I love seeing stuff like that. Whoa, yikes. He doesn't really know where I am. Now I can use my Car 98. So I have a couple ways to play this. I could push in, I could use my spray, or I can use this tree cover. And what I can do is wait for him to enter his vehicle again, if he chooses to. Which he might not. And then I can just, boop, pick him off like that. Or he might just run this on foot and go back into the safe zone that way. Let's see what he decides to do. Using the tree cover to your advantage is very key for this map. I'm losing health because I'm in the blue, but that's okay. Looks like he probably ran it in. Shit. Yep, fucked that one up. That was stupid. That was very stupid on my part. And I realized that as I was leaving the blue that I was just exposing myself like crazy because I was already just getting damaged. And truth be told, I shouldn't even have shot at him in the first place as I was coming down the hill there. But, you know, whatever. I enjoyed it. It was fun. So that about does it for me, guys. If you made it this far, thank you. You guys are rock stars. Join the Discord, listen to the podcast, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.